This week we read what could arguably be stated as the most important portion in all of the Torah, because it contains the 10 statements, as it should be correctly translated, or more commonly known as the 10 Commandments. The 10 statements, Aseret HaDibrot in Hebrew, contain the religious underpinning of what it means to be an Israelite or a Jew today. Not only are we united in our belief in God, as other religions define themselves, but what keeps us together is our commitment to a religious, moral, and ethical system by which we guide our lives and live our lives every moment of every day. There are a number of beautiful midrashim, rabbinic interpretations about that experience of the revelation of the 10 statements by God at Mount Sinai, because it was a unique experience in all of Jewish history, in that the entire community heard God's voice. Not only did they experience the sound of the shofar, but also the thunder and the lightning as it surrounded the voice of God reciting and stating these 10 statements, the Aseret HaDibrot. One of the beautiful midrashim is about the very first commandment itself. I am the Lord your God. In Hebrew, it is Anochi Adonai Elohecha. I am the Lord your God. The midrash states it's based on pronunciation of Hebrew. All of us who know how to read Hebrew know that the letter Aleph is a silent letter. It only makes a sound based on the vowel that is underneath it, in this case, or next to it. The sound for the beginning of the word Anochi is this vowel, the kamatz, which we pronounce as ah. Some who were raised in a more Ashkenazic pronunciation would say aw, but we pronounce it in Israel today as an ah sound. And so the beginning of the word Anochi, I, is pronounced ah, not because the letter Aleph makes that sound, only because of the sound of the vowel. And so the miracle of the revelation for the rabbis is that the people were so focused on hearing God speak that they were even able to hear the sound of a silent Aleph. That is an amazing teaching for us today, because in our lives we do so many Jewish things, whether it is to give money to tzedakah, whether it is to observe the holiday, lighting candles on Shabbat. All of these can be spiritual moments. And it is rare, I would imagine, that we actually are focused enough on that moment to be able to really get a sense of God's presence. But that's what that moment is supposed to provide. And even if we can recall a time in which we felt that God was with us, we would be hard-pressed to say that we were able to hear something that normally was not able to be heard. And so the lesson for the people hearing the Aleph at Mount Sinai is for us to focus our mind and focus our energy on every Jewish thing we do, so that the intention is there to observe that ritual or perform that task with utmost spirituality, but also to be able to hear God's voice in that act. And if we can hear the Aleph, that would be a beautiful moment. Shabbat Shalom.